We work in the dark to serve the light. We are assassins.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at the funniest, most important, and most memorable cutscenes in the Assassin's Creed series.
I do not know where you are, or by what means you can hear me. But I know you are listening.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
The Ark of the Covenant, Assassin's Creed.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Understand these words. It matters not how we complete our task, only that it's done.
But this is not the way
My way is better.
The first game doesn't have big, complex cutscenes like its sequels, but its scripted story beats are close enough. Right at the beginning, Altaïr and two fellow assassins infiltrate the tunnels underneath Temple Mount in Jerusalem, only to find the biblical Ark of the Covenant. The Ark has been unearthed by the Templars, led by the game's villain Robert Disable.
The Ark of the Covenant?
Don't be silly. There's no such thing. It's just a story.
Then what is it?
Seeing the Ark so early made it clear that there was a lot more to these games than just reliving history, priming players for the huge Apple of Eden plot twist at the end. This also leads into another iconic cutscene when Altair, having failed to get the Ark himself, is demoted and must work his way back up through the Brotherhood.
I send you, my best man, to complete a mission more important than any that has come before. And you return to me with nothing but apologies and excuses.
The Cyclops, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
No one on this island is allowed to say that word!
Did he say Cyclops? Did he hurt your feelings?
Though this happens early in Odyssey, before Cassandra leaves Kefalonia, it's easily one of our favorite scenes from the entire game. Having stolen the Cyclops' obsidian eye, Cassandra arrives to deal with him just as he's trying to drown Barnabas.
You really do only have one eye.
My eye.
People give Ubisoft a lot of flack for its facial animations, but it's hard to fault either Cassandra or Alexios in this scene, as both actors gave excellent performances. The best moment is, of course, Cassandra getting her revenge by sticking the eye in the rear end of a nearby goat. Even funnier, there's an achievement called Stink Eye that you get for killing the goat and retrieving the eye yet again. Showdown with Charles Lee, Assassin's Creed 3.
Can I help you? You know you can. Pardon?
Oh! Decades after he ordered the massacre of Connor's people, the assassin finally catches up with Charles Lee, who's now the Templar Grand Master following Hatham's death at the hands of a brutal QuickTime event. After a long chase and various encounters, a wounded Connor finally confronts Lee, who's also on the brink of death in a remote tavern. They wordlessly share a drink and Lee resigns himself to his fate, letting Connor stab him as his death is now inevitable. It was a fittingly dramatic end for such a reprehensible character, as Connor doesn't allow him any last words before dispatching him. The Wicker Man, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Gwen. Please don't do it! We can find something else! Someone else!
This grisly cutscene happens at the end of the Gloucestershire Ark, in which Eivor journeys west and finds an area of England where pagan traditions are still thriving. They witness an early version of Halloween and even go trick-or-treating, but the finale is one of the franchise's darkest moments.
I will join the dirt that grows the trees and the barley, my body feeding the gods, worms, and even you.
The region's elder man has reached the end of his career and faces his destiny, being burned alive in the Wicker Man. Historically, it's not clear whether real-life Wicker Men were used for human sacrifices, or whether this was anti-Celtic propaganda spread by the Romans, but it makes for shocking viewing.
Our mother who art in earth! Please! Please accept this offering!
Ezio tricks Lucrezia, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Come to kill me at last, assassino?
Buongiorno, Lucrezia. Or should I say, Duchessa.
This memorable moment appears in the Da Vinci Disappearance DLC for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Ezio is trying to track down some stolen paintings of Leonardo's, and the trail leads to Lucrezia Borgia, who's now unhappily married to a nobleman. The Borgia family lies in ruins, and she has very little, but does try to ease her pain by having some afternoon delight with Ezio when he arrives.
Sold to Francesco Colonna. And one to someone who was special to me. Patrizio. He spends his time near Il Vaticano.
Ezio plays along and very nearly seduces Lucrezia, only to reveal that he was just doing it for information and has tied her to the curtains while she was distracted by his charms.
Forgive me, Duchessa.
What for?
No man can heal your pain. You must do so on your own. Say hello to the Duca for me.
Guard! Guard!
Arriving in London, Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
London must be freed to provide a better future for all of its citizens.
Well, thank goodness the Council saw reason and sent you to aid us.
Yes. Thank goodness.
It's 1868, and the Fry twins, having just torn up the English countryside, arrive in London on a mission to free it of Templar control. This cutscene has some of the game's best moments of banter between Evie and Jacob as they argue over their different strategies.
We can rally them to our side.
Oh, like the way that you rallied those card players at the Oakbrook Tavern into the river.
Oh, that was different. They beat me at whist. I can see it now.
Evie spares no time in mocking him for this, pointing out that they should be going after the Piece of Eden, and getting involved in gang politics is pointless, but Jacob is resolute.
You're never good at chess either.
Have you got a better plan?
Find the Piece of Eden.
Oh.
Well, let me show you the lay of the land. Shall we?
It's a me, Mario, Assassin's Creed 2.
You have my thanks. Keep the sword, Ezio.
They just couldn't resist, could they? Upon leaving Florence, Ezio begins to gather allies, heading to his family's decaying villa in Monteregione. There, he encounters a mysterious man with a scar over his eye, who comes to Ezio's aid during combat. Ezio tries to offer him a sword, and the man wants to know why Ezio doesn't recognize him. Cue this iconic line.
It's a me, Mario!
Uncle Mario?
We wonder if Ubisoft only named him Uncle Mario so that they could make this joke about everybody's favorite Italian plumber. It's a common enough name in Italy though, and Uncle Mario became an iconic video game character in his own right, teaching Ezio the way of the assassins.
Terrible. Come, let's get you all away from here.
Basim learns the truth, Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Wake up, Basim. You walk the Order's path. The very people you swore to fight against.
People who finished Valhalla were waiting throughout Mirage for Basim to realize that he's a reincarnate Isu, and that moment didn't disappoint. Basim fights Roshan and finally reaches the vault underneath Alamat Castle, where he finds the chamber that he's been kept in for thousands of years.
It cannot be.
The game then goes full Fight Club and reveals that Nahal, his oldest friend, isn't real. She's a representation of his Loki personality, pushing him in the direction of chaos until he embraces his true destiny, remembering who he is. He's shunned by the Brotherhood, but still spends decades using it to achieve his true goal of getting revenge on Odin.
It is over.
No, Basim. It is only the beginning.
Robespierre, Assassin's Creed Unity.
I sent for them hours ago.
During the Thermidorian reaction, Robespierre barricaded himself in the Hotel de Ville. On this fateful night, Arno and Elise infiltrate the building to reach him because he has information they need about Germain. Robespierre says he'll never tell them, which prompts this incredible moment from Elise.
Where is Germain?
I will never talk.
Then right.
This proves that Elise is the real main character of Unity, or at least she should have been, because otherwise they would have given Arno this line. But it's all true, Robespierre had been shot non-fatally in the jaw by the time he was taken prisoner, and still had the injury when he was executed the next day.
I hope you enjoy revolutionary justice, monsieur.
Testikles, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Alcibiades, I'm surprised you're wearing clothes.
The day is young, little goat.
Another classic Odyssey moment, Cassandra is asked to take the Spartan champion, Testikles, to the Olympic Games so that he can compete. But as if his name wasn't absurd enough, things step up a gear when they arrive. Testikles, who's raging drunk by this point, demands that Cassandra oil him. He then tries to hug her, and as she ducks, so he falls straight in the harbor.
Come here. Gives us a hug.
But either he can't swim at all, was so drunk he forgot how to swim, or the sharks arrive that quickly because Testikles is soon fish food.
Surely he can swim.
He's devoured by the sharks, prompting Altaïr to announce that Cassandra is going to have to be the champion now. The Heron, Assassin's Creed Origins.
You see this? I can read my own name, Nat!
This is the first time we meet Bayek, and it's possibly the most memorable introduction of an assassin since Ezio's birth at the beginning of AC2. Bayek has hunted down one of the Order, the Heron, whose name he has tattooed on his arm. To show how serious he is in his commitment to killing the men who killed his son, he scratches the Heron's name out with an arrow, leaving him with a scar for the rest of the game.
I just wait in the shadows.
Though the Heron continues to threaten Bayek with the Order and even has one last knife ready to throw, it's for nothing. With the knife still stuck in the mask, Bayek stabs him in the face.
And I will kill you all! Everyone who sniffed the air that day in Sewa!
The Auditores die, Assassin's Creed 2.
My father and brothers have been imprisoned. I was told to bring you this.
Ah. I see now.
As part of the Pazzi conspiracy to oust the Medicis in Florence, Ezio's father and 2 brothers are arrested and sentenced to death. Though Ezio tries to save them by delivering documents to Uberto, it turns out that Uberto is the one who's betrayed them. Ezio dons the iconic Renaissance-era assassin's armor, but it's too late.
The documents that were delivered to you last night!
I'm afraid I know nothing of these documents.
He's lying!
He has to see his family executed, setting him on a path of vengeance. This is brutal and tragic as we spend the introduction getting to know each member of Ezio's family, but it gives players real stakes in the story after witnessing this, fully on board with Ezio's mission to avenge his family.
Better run, boy. And fast.
How do you like them apples? Assassin's Creed 3.
Did you find it then? It was not the right place.
From one family to another, this shocking twist came at the beginning of Assassin's Creed 3. Its notoriously long intro put players in the shoes of Haytham Kenway as he sails across the Atlantic to start building the Assassin Brotherhood in the Americas, or so you think.
Together, we will usher in the dawn of a new world, one defined by purpose and order.
The intro sequence ends with Charles Lee being initiated into the Brotherhood, at which point we hear them pledge their true allegiance to the Father of Understanding. Yes, they were Templars all along, and we've just been introduced to 2 of the game's antagonists, one of whom is the main villain.
Wait, what?
To rub salt in the wound here, the achievement for reaching this story beat is called How Do You Like Them Apples?
Here, here.
Blackbeard's death, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
You let him carry a pistol, do you?
Peace, Ben.
Ade saved my life. And now we're looking to find a crew to fill out the rest of my ship.
Before there was Haytham, there was Edward, making his fortune in the Caribbean as one of the most notorious pirates on the high seas. Along the way, Edward encounters many historical pirates and privateers, among them Anne Bonny, Charles Van, Bartholomew Roberts, and, of course, who can forget Blackbeard. But the end of piracy is drawing near, and that becomes clear to Edward when he goes to help Blackbeard in South Carolina.
If a man plays the fool, then it's only fools he'll persuade, but appear to be the devil. And all men will submit.
History buffs knew ahead of time that Blackbeard was destined to die there in a battle with the Royal Navy, but that didn't make it hurt any less. Edward is powerless to help as Blackbeard is beheaded in front of him.
The world without gold! We might have been heroes!
Ezio's initiation, Assassin's Creed 2.
I need to go after him.
Do you really now? Or are you here for another reason, my son?
Theodora! What? What are you all doing here?
He thought his vengeance was a personal quest and that he just so happened to meet various people to train him in combat and stealth. But by the end of Assassin's Creed 2, when Ezio has claimed the Apple of Eden, we learn that everyone has been a member of the Assassin Brotherhood all along.
You are all assassins? Paola. Volpe.
His allies show the breadth of the organization, as it doesn't just need skilled assassins, but the mercenaries, thieves, courtesans, and informants too. They take him to be initiated once and for all, marking his finger and performing a leap of faith from the top of the Venetian tower. Finally, Ezio is a master assassin, ready to face Rodrigo Borgia in Rome. Lucy's death, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
I can't move.
Your DNA communes with the apple. You have activated it.
Many people are still scratching their heads over this shocking cutscene even years on. At the end of Brotherhood, the gang finds another Isu vault underneath the Roman Colosseum, but Juno lies in wait, and in her first appearance in the series, she manipulates Desmond via the apple into killing Lucy, who had been his closest ally so far.
It is done. The way lies all before you. Only she remains to be found.
We didn't get clarity on exactly what happened until a DLC in Revelations revealed that Lucy really had defected to the Templars, but that doesn't lessen the impact of this mind-blowing cliffhanger. Desmond collapses and the credits roll, with Lucy dying by his side.
He's gone into shock. Put him back in the machine. It's the only way to fix this. But the Animus did this to him. Am I the expert or not? Do it. No.
Eivor meets Cassandra, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Cassandra. And you are?
Given the large time spans between games, it's understandable that very few of our main characters have ever met. But Odyssey introduced us to the Staff of Hermes and its ability to grant the wielder eternal youth and immortality, meaning that 1500 years after the end of her game, Cassandra met Eivor on the Isle of Skye.
Except there are some things to talk about.
Fine. If we must.
Eivor believes Cassandra is responsible for the carnage, and the two fight in a long, elaborate cutscene until they begrudgingly realize that they're not enemies and should actually be helping one another. The expansion that follows is short but sweet, and it was a lot of fun to catch up with Cassandra after all that time.
I've traveled so much, it's been a long time since I've been from somewhere. But the Greek world was my home. Long ago.
The truth, Assassin's Creed 2.
There's something I have to show you. We have been lied to this whole time. Everything we know, everything we've been brought up to believe, it's wrong.
If you didn't find and solve all of the glyphs, you may not have seen the complete version of this cutscene, but considering the glyphs were all fascinating puzzles that provided unprecedented lore for the series, we're sure everybody remembers this cutscene well. It follows Adam and Eve as they escape the Garden of Eden, showing us that not only did they exist, but they were enslaved by the Isu and staged a rebellion to free humanity from Isu control.
Adam, I have it.
Eve.
Look out!
We also learned that the Apples of Eden were designed by the Isu to keep humans constrained, but that some people, human/Isu hybrids, are able to resist and work to keep humans free. This makes Adam and Eve the first assassins.
We are blind to our own creation.
Ezio finds Altaïr, Assassin's Creed Revelations.
No books. No wisdom. Just you, fratello mio.
All of Revelations is building up to Ezio unlocking Altair's library underneath Masyaf Castle, and at the end he finally gets there. Within, we get another encounter between two legendary assassins, but unfortunately, Altair has already been dead for centuries. Ezio follows in Altair's footsteps and relives his final memory as he entombs himself to guard the Apple of Eden. Upon finding Altair's apple, Ezio decides that he's seen enough for this life, surprising everybody, leaving the apple for somebody else to wield along with his hidden blades. He ends the game finally at peace, settling down with Sophia Sartor.
Who are we, who have been so blessed to share our stories like this, to speak across centuries?
Ezio meets Minerva, Assassin's Creed 2.
Greetings, Prophet. It is good you have come. Let us see it.
Is this the most iconic moment in Assassin's Creed? Well, perhaps. Though we got a small taste of Isu technology at the very end of the first game, we didn't encounter an Isu vault or one of their eerie holograms until the end of the sequel. With both the Staff and Apple of Eden, Ezio enters the vault, in which he meets Minerva, who explains to him what the Great Catastrophe was. But she then turns to speak directly to the camera and addresses Desmond Miles.
We are gone now from this world. All of us. We can do no more. The rest is up to you, Desmond.
This was a huge revelation as we learn not only what happened to the Isu, but that they were clever enough to predict the Animus and that they needed Desmond to avert a repeat of the Great Catastrophe in 2012.
What? Who is Desmond? I don't understand. Please, wait. I have so many questions.
Let us know your favorite Assassin's Creed cutscene in the comments.
It is done. The message is delivered.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.